How many Penn Quakers are there in the National Football League right now? Kevin, do you know?
The oxymoronic Fighting Quakers, that is, Rich? Yeah,
very well done.
Not many of us. Many of us. We've had a couple players over the years, and I'm proud of those guys, but I think there need to be more.
Yeah, you know what? Because we always hear about, Ryan Fitzpatrick being the Harvard guy. You're a Penn guy. You're a Penn Quaker.
Hey, I played against Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Did you really?
If you can believe it.
Tell me about that one. What do you got for me on that?
Great player. I'm talking about Ryan now, obviously.
Okay.
Great player.
Yes.
Was so athletic for that league. You watch him move around against the NFL. Imagine what he was doing against guys that look like me. He was a threat to run it, could throw it. Just an awesome player. Now,
if I'm not mistaken, were you a defensive back? You were. You were.
I was. I was a safety. I was very, very good at playing very, very deep. That was what I was good at.
Did Fitzpatrick look you off at one point? Is that what he did at one point, or is it still the Fitzpatrick we see all the time that you actually had tight coverage and you said screw it, he threw into that window anyway? What happened?
It was Fitzmagic back then. I will tell you, we beat him, so I feel good about that, getting the victory.
Yes,
a couple times versus him, but it was in no way was it Ryan Fitzpatrick versus me, because that was advantage crimson.
Kevin Stefanski here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, and your dad is an NBA executive currently for the Pistons as well. Did you grow up, I guess, in a basketball household? In a way?
Yeah, we
Kevin?
did. Yeah, I mean, Philly's a great basketball city, great high school basketball, great college basketball. So growing up, I spent many a Saturday at the Palestra, just different games, going to different practices for college ball as a kid. And then my dad got in the NBA later on in his career, so he has been kind of bouncing around the NBA for the last, it feels like 25, 30 years. So he gives me a different perspective, that sports perspective where winning and losing, and you're dying with every game. He can appreciate that from a football guy.
If I had told that kid growing up in that household he was going to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns one day, what would you have said, Kevin? What would have that happened?
Would never have believed it. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was not the plan. At no point did I set out and say that, Rich. I wanted to be Reggie White when I was growing up. So shortly thereafter, I realized that wasn't happening. But it's one of those things that, I'm blessed to have this role, something I try to do really well and take, as a steward of the team and take good care of this team for our fans.
So is it Childress who gave you a break? Is that how that worked in terms of getting you from Penn to the NFL? How did that happen?
Yeah,
back in the day.
That's exactly right. So I took an internship with the Philadelphia Eagles in the summer of 2005, which was the Eagles summer, if you can remember, T.O. Doing sit-ups there in the driveway. So that was an impactful internship, if you will. And then Coach Childress got the Vikings job that January, and he brought me out there with him.
So were you the one, what was your role as an intern the summer where T.O. is doing sit-ups on the lawn, Andy Reid sends him home? Next question with Drew Rosenhaus. I mean, what's an intern do on that front, Kevin?
Yeah, anything and everything. I'm stocking Gatorade in the coolers. I'm driving players to and from practice. Coach needed something. I was a gopher. That's how I broke into it.
That's how you break into it. Did you pick anything on so when you're coaching now, you're the HC now, and you're giving directives in any way, shape, or form. Who are you sometimes picking stuff up from that you like? Something comes out of your mouth and you picked it up from somebody. Would it be Andy Reid? Who would it be? Walk me through your influences before we get to the here and now, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm so lucky in that regard, Rich. I've been around some incredible coaches, and Coach Childress was a great program builder. If you can take yourself back to 2006 at the Vikings, we went 6-10, 8-8, 10-6, 12-4. So it just was to watch him operate with the program, and then just being around Leslie Frazier, who did it a different way, but just a great man. Mike Zimmer, who's I think the premier defensive mind in the game. And then I was so fortunate enough to be around Pat Shurmur, Norv Turner, Bill Musgrave, and then really in that last year at the Vikings, spend a calendar year with Gary Kubiak was as impactful as they come.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.